Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for attending our session. I'm so excited to share some really cool opportunities for you and your students and your staff. So thanks for joining us in this virtual platform. Hopefully next year we're all together, but I do appreciate the time you're taking to watch our session. So I'm going to teach you how to take your students anywhere in the world alongside my colleague Kathleen, who is one of those gems. Anytime I want her to take a risk, she says yes, and sometimes you'll see here that magic can happen. So if you want to follow along on the live slides, go ahead and click on this link or type this link into your URL, bit.ly/SPARCC 2021. SPARCC is in all caps, and you can follow along with the live slides. There's lots of links in there that you can add to your drive, share with your colleagues, and there's some options for participation. So my name is Angie Jamison. I'm the School Library Media Specialist here at Chagrin Falls Exempted Village Schools. I also teach Ed Tech at Ursuline College, and you can reach out to me via email, Twitter, Instagram, any way you want to get in contact with me. My information's there. And I'm going to kind of pass the torch over here to Kathleen, and she's going to walk you through the project, and I'll come back later to teach you about the Ed Tech process. So thanks again for joining us, and now you're going to hear from Kathleen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kathleen Navage, and I can't tell you how excited I am to work with Angie Jamison. We're here today for three main goals. One is to inspire you to get creative, to find that colleague that brings out the best in you to help reach and engage all of your students. We're also here today to help teach you how to use the high-tech tools. That's really Angie's expertise, as well as share with you some great ideas on how to share with others, because that's how we all make great progress. So Angie's going to talk to you a little bit about leveraging cutting edge technology. We're here today to talk to you specifically about the middle school Spanish vlog that Angie and I created for 8th grade students. However, any of this can be edited for you and your content. Maybe you're a language arts teacher, science teacher, social studies teacher, maybe math. Please be open-minded to that. Everything that we have for you is meant to be edited and used for any content that you might teach. There are 4 things. If you look on this separate screen, hopefully you can find those bit.lys. There's an assignment write-up, first of all, that I created for the students, and it has all the steps for the project. I think that'll help you create your own project with all of the different pieces, parts. Next, the library media support lesson that Angie created is on there, and it's fantastic. So please check out that bit.ly as well. It's fantastic because it's informative for you as the teacher and also for the students. I posted this for the students, and they were helping each other and helping me sometimes when Angie wasn't available. There are sample student slides for you. If you want to create some slides, it really helps the kids process. And so please take what I've made and make them your own. And finally, there is a sample student vlog so you can see what a finished product looks like. So the process of this vlog, the assignment introduction, we want to make learning come alive for your students as they virtually travel to different places. It could be to another country like my students did. It could be to another geographical region. It could be to another planet, or maybe even another time period. The research and tech lesson, I'm going to leave to Angie to talk to you a little bit about, as well as some of the student engagement, which both of us witnessed at firsthand, but Angie will talk to you a little bit more about that. I'm going to talk to you about assessment and feedback, because that really is important for the kids to have a deep learning experience. First and foremost, make sure that you segment this project into little pieces, parts. And when you do teach and engage with the different parts of the assignment, give lots of informal and formal feedback. Use a pre-writing worksheet before they start recording. Give them a rubric so they have the overall arching goals for what's expected of them. And I personally did a one-on-one student conference with each kid prior to and at the finish of recording their vlog. They really appreciated that one-on-one time with me, And there are lots of learning activities that the students can do independently while you're conferencing with kids. I know it's hard to carve out that time sometimes, but you'll find it really valuable and something that sticks with the kids for a long time when you give them some of that one-on-one or at least small group attention. Um, they also shared their vlogs with each other, and that's great feedback when your peer says, I didn't know that they had huge waterfalls bigger than Niagara Falls in Venezuela. And I thought that was really cool how you went surfing in Costa Rica. So sharing with their peers and asking their peers to make simple comments is really valuable feedback, as well as sharing with their family, because no one loves our work quite like our family. So now you're going to see a student sample. If I can pause for a minute and allow you time to look at what a finished product by one of the stars of my class, what she made for you. Enjoy.
Vamos en avión a Perú. Vamos de vacaciones a Perú en junio porque vamos al Festival Folclórico de SPARCC y hace buen tiempo en Machu Picchu en junio. Hola a todos, estoy aquí en Machu Picchu. Estoy viendo las ruinas y haciendo senderismo en el Camino Inca. El Camino Inca es de 26 millas de largo y es muy bonito. El camino está en las montañas y hay muchos animales y plantas. Hola, ahora estoy en la herradura. Estoy surfeando. La herradura está cerca de Lima, Perú. Las olas son muy altas. Tengo miedo. Hola a todos. Hoy es viernes. Hace sol y calor y estoy en el crucero. Estoy viendo los animales. La selva amazónica es más grande que todos los bosques en el mundo. En el río hay delfines rosados y muchos otros animales. Buenas tardes. Mira qué rica la comida es en Perú. Estoy comiendo causa rellena. Es muy rica. Hay muchas comidas ricas en Perú. Una comida se llama anticuchos. También hay una fruta se llama lúcuma. Lúcuma es muy interesante y rico. El Festival Folclórico de SPARCC. En el festival, los turistas aprenden sobre la historia de los indígenas. También bailan. En esta foto estoy bailando con los bailarines. En esta foto estoy viendo las ruinas de los incas. Adiós, gracias.
I put together some teacher tips for a successful vlog. I've already mentioned them briefly, but let me talk to you a little bit about them. To make this project successful for yourself, and most importantly for your students, be really clear on what your learning objectives are. Know what you want to achieve from this project, because there are countless things that the kids will learn from putting this together. But what are the big 2, 3, maybe 4 learning outcomes? What are those big 2, 3, or 4 you have in mind for them? Once you figure that out, communicate that main purpose of the vlog in really simple language so everybody understands. Determine how you're going to assess and give feedback to the kids on those 2, 3, maybe 4 main learning objectives. For me, my main learning objectives were to have students be introduced to the 21 different Spanish-speaking countries in the world and have awareness that not only Mexico or not only Spain is Spanish-speaking. To me, another main learning outcome was that they can identify them on a map. Do they know where in the world they speak this language that they're studying? A third objective was a grammar one. Have to throw a little of that in as a language teacher. That was, can they write and speak in present progressive? And that means to speak in the moment. I am talking, I am listening. These are little things, but for an 8th grader, that's important. And finally, I wanted to make sure that they know how to share, and they wanted to comment in Spanish but interact with material and learn about the fantastic places they can visit in the world where Spanish is spoken, activities, sights to see, foods to try. I wanted to inspire them. Let me go back to some teacher tips for you. Once you figure out those main goals and you've already communicated them clearly in simple language, please, please make sure that you chunk this project into several little pieces, parts. You want the students and yourself to share enthusiasm for the meaningfulness and the manageable parts of this work, and make sure they don't feel overwhelmed with all of the details all at once. Make sure that you give kids a timeline at the very beginning so that they understand that this, even though it has a great, exciting outcome, it's going to be done in just little pieces, parts, and you're going to be there to help them and give them feedback and support all along the way. Finally, my last bit of advice, post an example of a finished vlog, a finished project that you personally completed. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, it shows them and models for them how exciting learning can be and your new discoveries. It also models for them how much fun this project can be. And finally, knowing what it takes to actually complete what you're asking of the kids, and you can tell them firsthand how to do things, gives this meaningful learning experience real depth to everyone involved. I'm going to turn it over to Angie now because she is going to talk to you about creating your gift, which is part of the big fun and one of the big draws of this assignment for the kids and for the family.
All right, now that we've heard from Kathleen on how to put this wonderful project together, we're going to have a little fun today and we're going to create a GIF of our own to share with all of the viewers wherever we are in the world. So all you need to get started is a camera or a phone or an iPad. So you're going to film a little video of yourself. So you can take a little selfie video. You can ask a friend to film you. As you can see here on the slides, I've got some different examples and some tips I want to talk through. So you can see at the very top, I've got someone whose foot's cut off, right? And her arm's cut off. And that's because I was recording her up against a wall that was similar to her skin color. So be mindful of what you're recording against. Not ideal where I'm standing. So try to find like just a blank wall. If you've got brown hair, don't stand in front of a brown wall. You can see here, Kathleen, we filmed in front of her whiteboard. She was salsa dancing, and I have every little bit of her body intact on the gift. So that was something that we want to see, right? Underneath, you can see me. I'm obviously doing a selfie, and you see that awkward, like me pressing the button and then starting and stopping. You don't want to do that. You can see my colleague on the other side of me. It's just a nice wave, and you don't see any awkward button pushing. So when you film your video, make sure you're aware of what's behind you and make sure that you crop the video at the beginning and the end so it's only the action that you'd like to see in your GIF, right? So you can do that on an iPhone or an Android by just clicking crop video, and then you just shorten it to whatever you want. So I'm going to move through really quickly how to do this, but at the top of the screen, there's a little video camera. If you click that, it's the steps slowly. So if you want to like really walk through this, click on that link when you're on the live slides, but essentially just convert the file, right? It's got to be an MP4. So go ahead and use this file conversion website that I've linked for you. And then you're going to remove the background by going to unscreen.com, and then you'll download the GIF. So yes, that's very quick. Please go through on that secondary video to walk you through the steps slowly, and then you'll have a GIF that looks a little bit like this. So I'd love for you to just pause what you're doing and make your GIF now, because I'd love for us to create a community even though we're watching this asynchronously. So if you click on this Padlet link, the password's tech, I'd love to see you respond on the Padlet with a GIF. That way we can interact in real time. I'll get notes that you're interacting with the Padlet, and I can leave comments for you. So just so you can be part of this learning experience, go ahead and create your GIF and then share it with others. Something else I wanted to talk about before we end is just that community factor that can be so hard to achieve in education. So Kathleen talked about how she had the students share their vlogs with each other and with their families, and that was incredible. Students told me in the library, my grandma watched that. Like my whole family had a watch party. I mean, this opportunity to share learning with families is just so wonderful. So we do recommend using Screencastify to do this. You have a 5-minute limit for the free version, but you can really achieve something great in 5 minutes. Something else that happened though with this project in my district was students loved the gift creation process so much that they started making it just for fun. So you can see here, one of my students, she has a cute little gift of her and her puppies. She told me she sent this to her cousin because she was staying away from her cousin during, these different stay-at-home orders or during, spikes in the COVID-19 numbers in the area. So she was using this as a way to connect with her family over the holidays. So try these gifts in any way you see fit. We used the gifts for our curriculum night. We had all of our teachers in the schoolhouse. It was really cute. We also did our music concerts with everyone in the orchestra playing their instrument on a Google slide page. For our choir concert, we had students singing. We did digital postcards for our Link crew members at the high school. So we used these gifts in a lot of different ways. The travel vlog was definitely my favorite way because Kathleen took it a step farther. And not only did students make the gifts, create the Google Slides, but using that screencast software and sharing that with families, that was just, she took it to a level I really could have never imagined in my wildest dreams. So I'm so eager to hear what you think and what you want to do. There's a second Padlet I'd love for you to participate on. Click this link, the password's tech. Share what ideas you have. How are you going to bring this back to your classroom? Are you an English teacher who's going to take your students to a setting in a book? Are you a science teacher who's going to, take your students, like the magic school bus inside the body somewhere to learn about, some system in the body? Or are you going to take them to the moon? Where are you going to take your students? Tell us what ideas you have and how you've been inspired. And our slides came from Slides Mania, so we thank you for sharing those free slides. And thank you for attending our conference. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our email addresses are here on the screen. We would love to learn with you and hear what you're doing. So thanks so much. And you're going to hear from Kathleen before we wrap up. But again, thank you for attending. Have a great rest of your conference.
I know that if you're watching this, you're already a dedicated educator. I really hope for you that you have the same experience I did, which is learning to work so well and collaborating with some of the best in the building, and that's your media specialist. I couldn't be more grateful for Angie. I could not be more grateful that you took the time to watch our presentation. I would really appreciate seeing any finished products. If you would take a minute or two to email them to me, I would love to see them, and I wish you all the best and enjoy sharing.